discussing about perfectionism and anxiety and how we can learn to notice automatic thoughts, feelings and behaviors, and how we can learn to respond to these experiences, internal experiences, and our behavior differently, and being more intentional about our choices, and how we can use this knowledge in order to create space between our thoughts, feelings, and to reinforce behavior and change that we want to see within ourselves. And in this session we are going to discuss in more details how to maintain change, what can help us to stay consistent with the change, and which of our features, skills, strengths we can use in this goal, and what can help us to achieve the goals we want to achieve. And we are going to discuss in more details how we can achieve the life that we want to achieve, but not move and act in line with anxiety, and we can become more free and not act in accordance with what anxiety demands us, but become free and to step towards our goals and the version of ourselves that we want to see in the future. So if you were trying to create change for a very long time, but if you kept failing or not receiving the results that you want to see, maybe it's because of your thoughts or perception of success, and maybe you were thinking that you need to wait until you are ready or until you will feel good, and maybe you will never feel good, or maybe you will never feel ready, or maybe you think that success is when you are doing everything perfectly, and it's very difficult to achieve perfection. And while you are trying to achieve perfection or waiting for the right moment, the time is going and the time is wasted. Whereas when we look at the lives of successful people, we see that they are taking small steps each day consistently, which brings them closer to their goals and to success. So notice what thoughts you have about success, what thoughts you have, which feelings you have regarding your goals and change that you want to see within yourself, and what your mind is telling you about this possible change. And are you feeling scared? Are you feeling anxious? Are you thinking that you are not good enough? Are you what's your mind is telling you? And after that, once you notice that these are thoughts, it will be easier for you to work with these thoughts, to work with these feelings, and to understand what really drives you for action, why this goal is important for you, and what difference would it make if you could achieve this goal, and why you are trying to achieve this goal. What change you would see in other people if you could complete this goal. What contribution will it bring to the people whom you love. And once you realize what drives you, what motivates you, what inspires you, it will be easier to take steps even when you don't feel ready or when you feel anxious, and that probably can be the key for achieving success. If you were living the best version of yourself, what you envision yourself doing, and why this new habit or change matters for you, why is it important, and what small action can you take this week that reflects your values or what's important for you, even if discomfort is present. What are some things that you would like to try to take action even when the fear or anxiety are present, and why this goal is important for you, why is it important for you to achieve this goal, and what could be different if you could have achieved it, how you would feel once you have achieved it, and what are some evidences of success in the past, and what exactly your mind is telling you right now when you are thinking about possible change. And after you notice these thoughts, try to use those strategies that I used in the first sessions to help to work with the thoughts. Label the feelings, write down your thoughts, ask whether this is reality. Can there be another interpretation of it, and how useful is this thought for you to achieve your goals, and how long have you been listening for your mind, and how useful was it for you in the long run, and what were the benefits of getting sticked with the thought. Imagine that these thoughts that you are having, imagine that you have written them in your palm, and if you put your thoughts very close to you, how likely is it that you will see everything clearly, and can you notice other things that are happening around you? Can you focus on your goals, and what can be different if you could create a distance between these thoughts and yourself, and if you could separate yourself from the thoughts, from your feelings, and if you could take just one small step towards what you want to achieve, and if you could take small steps consistently every day, what can be different in 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, and how do you envision yourself in the future? And if you could see yourself, if you could look from the future to your current self, what you would like to tell to yourself, how to handle anxiety, how to handle challenges, and how to cope with perfectionism. And sometimes when you create, when you are able to notice yourself from outside, you can generate more ideas and more perspectives, or who is your role model, and if you could look from their eyes, and if you could see yourself from their wisdom, what you would like to tell to yourself, how you could overcome the challenges you are having, and how you can approach your goals. So asking yourself these questions can help to increase your self-awareness and to gain more perspectives and insights on how you can act, what you can do, how you can support yourself, and what's possible when you can act despite fears, despite challenging thoughts and emotions. And oftentimes what becomes an obstacle in achieving the goals is that when we are making mistakes, or we cannot catch with the plans that we have made for ourselves. But when we criticize ourselves, when we feel shy, or when we feel bad about it, this doesn't create any progress. It just keeps us stuck. So it's inevitable that we will have some setbacks, challenges, or maybe sometime we will not be able to complete all the work that we have planned, or we can make some mistakes. And during those moments, it's important to become self-compassionate and treat yourself with kindness, and ask what can I learn from it, and to realize that this is a process, and we are still on the way of becoming, on the way of learning, and that mistakes are inevitable part of the process. And when we can consider it from this perspective, it will be easier to return to progress, to keep making progress, and at times and also envisioning what kind of challenges we might have from the very beginning, and trying to generate some solutions for possible setbacks. For instance, what will happen if our mood would be low, or what will happen if we will have some difficulties, how we can cope, which resources we can use, whom we can call, or whose help we can receive, or what has helped us to cope in the past when we had challenges, how we overcame difficulties. So thinking and preparing about it in advance can help to prepare your brain, also your mind, because when you can envision that you're overcoming challenges, mind generally doesn't understand whether this is reality or imagined scenario, and if you will face this kind of setback in the future, it will be easier for you to generate solutions and to overcome challenges. So some plans and strategies that you can use if you will make mistakes, or if you cannot catch with the plan, is that, for instance, if you are not able to complete your progress one day, you can start doing it again, or you can tell yourself it's okay that to make some mistakes, and to praise the efforts, not only the results. For instance, you can also notice what's triggering you for avoiding things or procrastinating. For instance, if you notice that when you feel tired you cannot complete what you have planned, then you can try to push yourself to do the task just for 5 minutes or for 10 minutes while you are tired, because consistency matters, and if you keep doing certain things every day, even for 5 minutes, in the future it will be easier for you to repeat the same behavior, because it becomes as a habit, and once it's a habit, your mind, your brain will not require as much effort and energy as it used to in the past. And each time when you do certain behavior, even for 5, even for 10 minutes, you are in the process of learning, and this would make your future days easier. And another thing is that if you will make some mistakes, you can tell to yourself, I fell down, but I'm still on the path, and this is hard and I'm human. I will return to what matters, and reminding yourself why this effort was important for you, why you wanted to achieve this goal, and what change it will create, what difference it will create, can help to regain your motivation and inspiration that you had from the very beginning. In order to understand what you really want to achieve, you can try to do this short exercise. Try to close your eyes or look at a certain position and try to focus your attention on your thoughts right now. Take a deep breath and imagine the ideal life. Don't think about success in terms of perfection. Think about what truly matters for you, and ask yourself, if I weren't afraid of judgment, failure, or imperfection, what would I spend my time doing? And list after that 3 to 5 core values, or what matters for you, that emerges, and try to dream what you can achieve. And these are your compass points, and after that you can write down what is required in order to achieve these goals. It's important to make detailed plans and write down, for instance, which tools, what exactly you need to achieve it, which skills, which features you need to develop, how much time do you need for it, how much funds do you need for it, and how you can achieve these funds, how you can achieve these goals, who can help you with implementing these goals. Maybe if you need to stay consistent, maybe you can ask the help of your friends or relatives who can remind you that this was important for you. Or maybe you can set some reminders, sticky notes on your computer, on the refrigerator, or anywhere. And making plans as detailed as possible can also help to decrease anxiety, because your mind will not need more efforts in order to plan. And if you write down also where exactly you are going to do such a task, it will be easier for you to stick with the plan. And for instance, if you want to develop a new habit, placing it together, align with another habit that you already have developed, can help also to decrease anxiety and likeness of it, learning of it, because when you combine a new habit with a pleasure or activity that you enjoy, or with the habit that you enjoy, this would help you to relax, to calm down, and to decrease the resistance of the mind to receiving a new information and not accepting it as a threat or a risk. So what's one small step would you like to try taking this week? Even if you feel scared, even if you feel anxious, or even if your mind is telling you that you need to do it perfectly, how you can step out from your comfort zone. Do it perfectly or don't do it at all. Maybe your mind is telling you this, but you better listen to what's important for you. Do what matters imperfectly if needed, even if you feel scared, even if you feel anxious. Maybe it's sending an email without triple checking it, or maybe it's speaking in a meeting even if you feel scared, or maybe if it's like starting a creative project that you always wanted but you were postponing, avoiding, because you were adapting yourself. And when you look at the lives of successful people, you would notice that many of them have failed a lot of times before succeeding, and the common strategy that they have used is that taking consistent action, no matter what was happening around them, internally or external factors that they were having at that time. And once you have decided what kind of change you want to see or which goal you want to achieve, it's also important to know with which features and skills you need to develop, and where exactly do you want to see this internal change, best version of you. For instance, if you want to develop connection, growth, authenticity, write down where exactly do you want to see this change. Is it in your career? Is it in your education, in your relationships, in the way you are relating to yourself, to the world, or in the way you are approaching to your tasks? And try to get out of your comfort zone each day. Try to make some experiments. For instance, if your mind is telling you that if you will do something imperfectly, what's the worst scenario that you are afraid of, and take small steps to test whether whatever your mind is telling you is correct, or is it just an imagined threat? Because oftentimes our mind cannot determine whether there is a real threat or it's just imagined. And for instance, if you had some negative experience in the past, and if certain details are reminding you of this experience, your mind can be coding it as if there is a threat or as if there is a risk, whereas there is no real such thing. And what's the way you are relating to uncertainty, how you are behaving when there is lack of clarity in what will happen, or it's uncertain. Are you becoming afraid of it and anxious of it, stepping back and starting to avoid things, to procrastinate? Or are you taking it as a chance to create, to make something meaningful, beautiful? And are you taking advantage of the time that you have? And are you using your time as a clay in order to shape something beautiful, shape something useful for other people and for yourself? So where are you right now, and where you want to go? So asking yourself these questions and understanding yourself better can help to take some small steps towards change. And once you can do it consistently, the success is inevitable. And also notice where you have some rigid rules that somebody has to act in a certain way, or that you have to act in a certain way, and try to force these rigid rules and try to create a small change. For instance, if you think that you need to come using the same road towards your home each day, try a different road that you don't know. Try something new. Try learning something new, immersing yourself in different environments, in different communities. Try not to be judgmental while you are listening to somebody else, and to understand their perspective, to be a guest in their world, and assume as if you don't know anything, and try to see the situation from different perspectives. And as you try to do this, you would notice the change within you and this sense of relief and freshness within you. And when you will start for a change, when you will start doing different and new things, notice some patterns that are working for you well. For instance, notice what's motivating you and pushing you towards action, what's helping you to make change. And once you notice these patterns, you can use them again and do more of it and reinforce behavior. I hope these sessions were useful for you, and if you will have any questions or difficulties while trying to implement these strategies, or you want to share anything or ask for suggestions, you are always welcome. You can send me emails, or you can come for individual or group sessions. I have also prepared some workbooks for you that you can use because I was speaking quite fast, and if you didn't have a chance to write down these questions, you are welcome to download the workbooks and use them for your self-improvement and change.